You don't put off ideas. You just give them time to die a natural death. What if every idea you have already has a funeral date? You just don't check your calendar. I long thought I had no problems with discipline. I had ideas. Lots, too many for a person who doesn't do anything. An idea to start a business. An idea to start running in the morning. An idea to stop procrastinating. I especially like this one. I put it off longer than anyone else. But one idea stood out, so stupid. And that's precisely why it's brilliant. I wanted to start a rental service. For other people's excuses, you're not showing up for meetings. No problem. We'll find you the perfect excuse. With a story, with emotion, with a hint of tragedy, the grandma package is a classic. The sudden enlightenment package is for creatives. The I rethought everything package is for those who like to sound deeper than they actually are. It was perfect. I even came up with a slogan. Your excuse deserves a better story. I thought through the website, the functionality, even the pricing. I was almost there. And that's where it all stopped, not because of complexity. Not because of time, because of the thought, what if this is stupid? And you know what's funny? I didn't check. I just put it aside, like everything else. And then one day I saw an ad. Funeral services for unfinished ideas, because not everything deserves to stay in your head forever, at first. I thought it was a metaphor. Then I realized it was too specific. I went to the website, black background, white text, no emotion. Your ideas deserve closure. Even the stupid ones, it bothered me. Because my ideas were endless. They just hung around, like messages you wrote but never sent. They stay, taking up space, demanding attention. And at some point, they start to interfere with new thoughts. I signed up, the first visit is free. They know how we love freebies and avoid commitments. A man greeted me. Hi, I'm Daniel. What are we burying today? I hesitated because I had too many options. I don't know. Just ideas, I said. He nodded. They all start like that. We sat down. He opened the folder, empty. Let's start with one, I thought. And said, I had this idea. To rent out excuses. He didn't smile. How long ago? 2 years. He wrote it down. All right? That one is ready. Ready, as if it weren't an idea. As if it were a body that had already decomposed. Would you like a basic burial or a full ceremony? I laughed. Are you serious? He looked at me. More than your idea was. And that's where things got uncomfortable. Because he was right? I didn't test the idea. I only tested the fear. And I chose it. I agreed to the ceremony. I don't know why. Guilt, probably. A couple of days later, I arrived. A small hall. Silence. To neat, a coffin stood in front. I approached. The sign read, Excuse rental service. Started, almost. Ended, overthinking. I grinned, accurate. I said, Daniel nodded. You can say a few words. And that's where it got difficult, because I usually explain why I didn't do it. But here I had to admit, I just didn't do it. No reasons. No excuses. Irony, I thought I had time. I said, silence. No one argued. Because it was a funeral, and suddenly I realized this idea didn't die. I killed it. Slowly, carefully, I just didn't start. After the ceremony, they gave me a report. Cause of death, chronic hesitation, fear of looking stupid. Attachment to potential. I read it, attachment to potential. Daniel looked at me. Yes, you like the idea more as an idea, and that was the worst part because it's true. As long as an idea is in your head, it's perfect. In reality, it might turn out to be ordinary. And being ordinary is scarier than not being at all. I thought that was it, but he asked, do you have more? I laughed. Too many. He nodded. Most people do. And that's where the real problem began, because once you bury one idea, you start to see the rest, they surface. All at once. A project you didn't start, a skill you didn't master, A decision you didn't make. They didn't disappear. They were just waiting, and now you saw them. I started coming more often. At first, once a week, then more often. Each time it got easier, you get used to it. You get used to letting go. You get used to saying, it wasn't that important anyway, and here's where the most dangerous part begins. Because at some point, you start burying ideas before you've even tried them. You look at a new thought and immediately see its burial, saving time. High efficiency, minimal risk, and almost no life. One day I came, and Daniel greeted me differently. Today is different, he said. Why? He opened the folder empty. Today we bury something that isn't dead yet. I froze. What do you mean? He looked straight at me. An idea you're still thinking about, and here's where things got really unpleasant, because I had one right now. And I've already been putting it off. I've already found reasons. I've almost decided it's not important. Would you like to proceed? He asked, and it was the most honest question, because it's not about an idea. It's about a choice: do it, or bury it beautifully. And for the first time, I didn't answer right away. Because I realized one thing. The problem isn't that I have a lot of ideas. The problem is that I've learned to say goodbye to them. Very beautiful. A funeral home for unrealized ideas. We don't kill your ideas. We simply formalize the process that you've already started. Carefully, professionally, with respect for the fact that you never tried until you realize that maybe you don't need another goodbye. You need at least one action.